So we have another package here, this time from Sikky. So let's go ahead and open this one. So we have a bottle of Multil .5.1 clutch fluid. This. There we have it. This right here, my friends, is a Wilwood Clutch Master Cylinder for a T56 transmission. So this is a recessed one, so it will fit into the firewall a little bit farther in, and this won't stick us far much out. Then we have the clutch fluid right here that we will probably end up like relocating somewhere else in the engine bay, just so we can get some more clearance for like the intake manifold and such. We have all of these lines for the clutch assembly, as well as our hardware. And this is a mounting bracket for somewhere in the engine bay. I think this is actually a mounting bracket for this, maybe? Yes, it is. It's a mounting bracket for the clutch reservoir. It pops on just like that. And then this edge here is where you screw into your firewall. We have a nice, cool Sikky sticker. And that is everything. But with the Sikky actually instructions, basically you're gonna want to print this out, and it will give you a cutout to actually cut out to where you guys are gonna cut this into the actual firewall. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out, cut out the holes here, the indication holes, and we're gonna fit that up, trace this hole out here around, and we're gonna go ahead and cut that out of the actual firewall so we can fit this new recessed Clutch Master. So we have to get the old Clutch Master out and then start installing this new one here from Sikky. Welcome back, guys, to the next stage of the swap process. Sorry if it's a little windy. I have the garage open currently. We are fresh off of Hurricane Hillary, and so now we're gonna be focused on tackling getting everything prepped for the actual engine and the transmission. So the first thing we have to do here is actually remove the old Clutch Master Cylinder, and we're going to obviously be installing the new one that we unboxed earlier. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some sockets and some wrenches and see exactly what size all these mounting stuff is to take out. There shouldn't be any fluid in here. Yep, there isn't. So we're gonna be working on getting this thing off. So I can see right here there are about 2 or 3 bolts already right here. There's about 2 or 3 bolts here to take off so far, and also there is the center strut brace bracket right here that we're going to have to cut off. It looks like it's spot welded on to the actual firewall, or just welded on. I'm going to try to make a cut there to try to just take it all off in one piece, and also work on getting this actual wiring harness kind of out of the way. Yeah, so it is for sure a 12mm. Now that the 2mm bolts are out, let's kind of just finagle this out. Boom. Comes out like that. And I realized that I forgot that we have to undo the actual linkage from the interior. So let me get some lighting and hopefully take you guys in the interior so you guys can go ahead and see exactly what this whole thing is about. Okay, so I'm gonna try to hold the camera in the light as best as I can, but there is a, see where the light's coming through in the, you can see where the light's coming through in the back. There is a linkage you have to remove. There's a cotter pin to the right. Remove the cotter pin that's right there to the linkage and remove that bolt. You'll be able to basically release the Clutch Master Cylinder, and you should be able to get it out. So here's the piece I was talking about that has the cotter pin. There's a little safety mechanism here for this bolt. So you just have to pinch this in. It's a little plastic piece, pretty easy to pinch in. Pinch it and you should be able to pull it through. and you should be able to get that linkage off. You should be able to remove the Clutch Master Cylinder. So there's a piece, a visual for you guys. It is full of grease, so I'm going to wipe my hands after. But keep this somewhere safe because you're obviously going to have to put this back when you put the new Clutch Master Cylinder back. So there we go, we have the old Clutch Master Cylinder out. I'm going to go ahead and set this to the side. Now before we can actually start cutting, obviously we need to get our template that I showed you guys earlier. Cut the holes out, and we're going to place it on the actual bolts that are already existing. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I can already tell you guys right now this bracket here is in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. That's like a 10 mil. So yeah, this is a 10 millimeter bolt right here. Just gonna go ahead and take this off. And we're also gonna take off the wiring harness that's like right here. So as you guys can see there, the template is on, and I'm just gonna trace it out. And this marker is doing jack shit, so I'm gonna try to find a paint marker. Use this to trace it around. If you guys want to know how to get this template, it's from Sikky's website on the install instructions. So now that we got that traced out, take this off now. So as you guys see there, this stud's going to be in the way, so we're going to have to go ahead and cut this off. I'm going to get a Dremel and try to cut that off without this piece of shit thing being in the way. So please remember when you guys are cutting things to wear eye protection. Make sure you guys wear eye protection. And for this, I'm just using a Dremel here, and I'm gonna just hold this down and cut this part off here. So here we go. So now that's cut off. I'm gonna go ahead and start trying to get around this area here. And if I cover it up a little bit, I'm sorry, I kind of want to get right in front of it to try to cut this as best as I can. So. As you can tell, I don't have the steadiest hands, so I'm not a doctor. Well, that's cut up, and that is also cut to shit. So we have this piece now exposed, so I'm gonna try to cut this with like some scissors. I don't know if it's gonna focus. I have no idea where that went. Here's the piece. I haven't cut out that foam piece yet. I want to see if it fits. Or we have to cut more. Well, it looks like already off the bat we're going to have to cut more. So guys, I went ahead and finished up cutting up the firewall. It's not the best work that I've done, but I did take a sander to go ahead and sand off everything here. The only thing left is to hit it with some paint to keep it from rusting. The edges are a little rounder like I would like, but everything here, the whole Clutch Master Cylinder fits. I did a test fit and also cut up the foam here as best I could with what I had, which is literally just a knife. But the only thing left to do is now you want to take your original Clutch Master Cylinder we took out. You want to take a measurement of the actual bolt here. So you guys have your original Clutch Master Cylinder here, and then you have the Sikky one. Basically, you want to take the distance, which is this flat edge right here, and this flat edge right here. You want to put it on like a flat surface and kind of measure each of them like so, to where the length of That rod that we took out from the interior right here, this rod here matches up the same length as the new Sikky one. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure this out and then go inside and hook it up to the actual throttle linkage, the clutch linkage, and then take the existing hardware that we had, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it on and mount this up to the wall. Yeah, that's the right way. I had to use a dead blow to kind of tap it in. And we use the existing hardware to bolt it up from when we took it off the old Clutch Master cylinder. So I have the Clutch Master reservoir right here, and I have this, the black piece that comes to mount it, so this will go on top. Before we do that, actually there is a mounting bracket that comes with the kit, and it's going to go onto basically this bolt right here that is on the brake master cylinder. You guys can see right there. So before we actually take that bolt off and mount it up here, there is two mounting bolts at the back here. I'm going to go ahead and attach it to the actual mounting bracket. And they also provide screws. They also provide bolts and nuts that come with the kit. Alright, now that we have that piece mounted up to the bracket, I'm going to go ahead and get this 12mm socket off. Then you're going to get your bracket with the other bracket mounted to it. You're just going to slide that in like so. I'm just going to tighten that nut down. Mount it however you like. There is a groove being cut like right here where my finger is, and it fits up perfectly to the side of the actual brake booster. So kind of just line it up to that and then tighten it down. Now that's on there, it's not moving. Go ahead and take your Willwood cylinder here, mount it up on there as this however you want it. You want to take the provided hose, and it comes with 2 worm clamps, so be sure to put those on before you put obviously the hoses on. Then one end obviously is going to go at the bottom here of the actual reservoir, and the other hose is going to go to the top line of the Clutch Master cylinder. Now you guys can trim this to your liking. I am actually going to for sure trim this to the actual length that I want it. So trim mine down to the length that I think is good enough. Not too long, not too short. Perfect. I'm going to take this worm clamp here, and I'm going to get a flathead and tighten both of these down to secure them to each other. Just remember, I never hit that area with any paint. Luckily I have paint cans here that I can just go ahead and grab. What a fucking dumbass I am. Well, it's a good thing I remember now, instead of actually having to like maybe mount up the transmission and shit, or get the engine in here, and later on I find out there's rust because I didn't put paint. So, take this out, simple as that, get some paint. So while this paint dries, I just wanted to address some things. Sorry if it's like the lighting's kind of weird. I have it set so you guys were able to see everything here pretty clearly. Some of you guys were asking me how exactly was I able to afford all this, and I was lucky enough to be able to get a sponsorship for the actual engine build. Everything else I am coming out of pocket for. If stuff does change in the future where I am able to get some, I don't know, some sponsorships for some of these products, I'll let you guys know. I am in works of getting the AC kit, which I've been talking to the owner of the company who actually makes them, and he's able to walk me through everything that I'm gonna need pretty much to get for everything. But as far as this, this is probably gonna, honestly, the way you guys saw it before, I forgot that I had to paint it. The setup for this actually is gonna be how you guys saw it is gonna be how it is gonna be for today. For the rest of the components, like the actual clutch line and all that, I have to wait for the actual transmission to come in. So once that comes in, I'll go ahead and continue off on the video and show you guys how to set that all up.